on our way to Erie from
So it was
Elbridge.
you and Dad traveling
Yeah.
on the way to Erie.
So it came lunchtime, and we knew about this place. We had stopped there many times. It was just like a pull-off. The road was here, and you'd pull in and be able to go right out again, back on the highway. But there was nothing there, just a pull-off.
Right.
So
And you had the fifth wheel in the truck?
No, we had our camper.
Just a
that
camper on the
little
truck.
Camper. And we were parked eating our lunch. And a tractor and trailer came in. And put his nose right up, almost, we couldn't get out of our...
Where you were parked?
We were already parked there. He comes right up to us, and there's no way we could even open our door. Now, you sit there and you think, what's he up to? Why is he doing this? Or why did he do this? And so I think Dad looked out the overhead curtain, which put him above this guy sitting down in his truck, or his tractor. So Dad looked out and he says, it's just one guy. We could tell by the noise that it was awfully close, and Dad said, yeah, he's right up, almost right against him. He said, I don't know what he wants or what he's up to, but I'm not going out. I'm going to we'll just be quiet. We'll say nothing, do nothing. Now, he could have pulled off just for a nap, to take a nap. He could have pulled up that tight because there wasn't room enough for his rig or something.
Right.
If he didn't do that. We have no idea. But after a while, he started up his motor, backed up, and took off. He never bothered us, but he sure gave us angst. Not knowing. And then I've heard other things where people were threatened. I've heard about the state police coming along and telling people, no, don't park here. We've had too many problems here.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So you have to kind of go to the parks that are...
You got to feel safe.
Yeah, where there are people there. And the amazing thing about campers, they do look out for one another.
That's the other thing, Mom. I talked to... we went over and... I forget who we talked with, but they said, if a screen door breaks or you get a leak somewhere, somebody knows how to fix it. And everybody kind of looks out for one another. And
if you raise your hood on I don't think people do that anymore, but if you raise your hood on your tow vehicle, you have at least 6 heads in there with yours every time. We used to kid about that. It's all it took was just go out and raise up your hood.
When did you and Dad start camping?
1982.
And you just went with a truck camper for a while?
We had that truck camper for 20 years.
Nancy's told me stories where she went with you guys.
Yeah, and Cheryl went with us on several trips.
Never got too crowded?
Vi went with us. Yeah,
Mom.
When you're camping, you live outside.
Yeah.
And, of course, you run into bad weather. One time we were in Arizona in the wintertime, and it was such a windstorm, we could not be outside. Turned cold, too. And we're huddled in that camper. We've invited company to come.
Oh, my.
From Phoenix. Coolidge was between Phoenix and Tucson. And so we've given them the instructions, where we live and so forth. And they came to see us. And the 4 of us were huddled in that camper on the bench by the table. waiting for that wind to die down. We couldn't go out and walk. The wind was too strong. I don't remember if there was any rain. I don't think so. I didn't think it rained. It was just wind and sand. And, you know, we were holed up there. We couldn't do anything. So you do run into, you know, different
Oh, yeah.
problems, different places. But nothing that was ever, we were never damaged or, no.
No accidents.
No. The one thing that did happen to us, and this was kind of an interesting story, we were coming from California back to Florida. And we had gone out to California. And coming back, we had to go by way of Louisiana because JC's dad had died. And when I talked to Cheryl on the phone, she wanted to know when were we leaving to head home, head back to Florida. And I told her, and she wanted to know if we could cut it a little shorter so that we could come and stay with the girls while she went with JC to his dad's funeral. But they had to, you know, make arrangements for flying. So I told her, go ahead and make the arrangements, we'd be there. So we went. When we left Cheryl in Louisiana, we hit bad weather. Wind, oh, like you wouldn't believe. And we pulled into this one campground. We always used to get off the road right around 4 o'clock. That way, number one, we'd avoid rush hour. Number two, we'd get a chance to have daylight to walk around. We always walked around the park a couple of times just for exercise. And we could, if it was decent weather, we could sit out back and have a drink or,
Yes.
you know, do whatever we want to do sometime with other campers. So, anyway, we pulled into this campground and all set up. Everything's ready. And for some reason, Dad walked around the truck. And he came back in and he said, we aren't going anywhere until we get new tires. And I said, what? You know, because we